So some of you were not here last night, and we are beginning to initiate an investigation through the 4 foundations of mindfulness. And the first door, the first passageway, is the gate of the body. And it's often one that it's the place we most frequently stumble. Is there any way to surmount this body? Is there any way to go around it without having to deal with it? We have been frozen in our tracks by the way the body is idealized within this culture and almost worshipped as long as it's young. And so part of our hesitation in entering the body is that it holds the truths of reality. And to enter it means we have to consent to that truth. We can fight it, but the agony of the fight is self-defeating. So as we enter the body, we enter the reality. All the truths of life flow through the body. And that's one of the reasons that many of us have not developed a relationship with the body. We've developed the ability to order it and control it and try to keep it under our thumb. But we haven't welcomed a relationship. We haven't invited a real connection, an interconnectedness. To do that, we have to listen anew. We have to move as through any obscuration, through the opinions that keep us frozen in our tracks from meeting something anew. What we have said or what we know about something is the reason that we don't have a fresh relationship to it. And the body's no different in that respect at all. As we enter the body, we enter our opinionation. We enter the history as we have known it to be, the bank of memory that is shielding the body from a new receptivity, from a new relationship. And if we can do this with the body, and this is an important point, we can do it with all objects. We can do it with all relationships. The Buddha has picked the most personal object possible for us to enter and develop a new relationship with. But in our willingness and ability to do that, to consent and to move in the direction of real interconnectedness with the body, is our ability to align all objects. Our story about all things, to see through that story, to reconnect in a way that is truly refreshing and new. So, as we enter the body, we enter the memory bank of our years. And we also enter the truths of reality, as I mentioned, the truth of aging, the truth of unpleasantness, and there's often a fear response in relationship to what it is that arises within the body. We don't trust it. It's not a home that we can put our feet on the coffee table and sit back and relax. It's more of a tension. There's often a tension associated with the body, as if it will slip on us and reveal its true motive, which is to hurt us. And this deep sense of angst we have, because it has never met the ideals of what the cultural image of an ideal body is, or even our own. We just don't, it's difficult for us to completely relax, and yet that's what we are called to do. But we can't do it through our old opinions. We have to move into the body free of knowledge and remembrance. It's the only way that there can be true relaxation. It's the only way in which there can be a fresh and new relationship. There's the only way in which there can be psychic release. And as we release the tension, often that release of resistance allows deeper body of memory to come to the surface. The tension has been a resistance to seeing or feeling or hearing those old memories. And as there is that deep attunement and that easement, it does release often memories, emotions from nowhere, meaning nothing, but we certainly give them more credibility than they deserve when they do arise. We find a reason to feel the way we feel, either historically or currently. Suddenly we feel anger coming from nowhere, and we will look around and find a cause for us to be angry now. And so, as these different issues arise within us, it's important to remember that the mind does not grasp them, creating a new story, a new direction, a new memory for it to contend with and resist. And as the flood of these memories and emotions begin to trickle, at first it feels like a flushing, and then it's more of a trickle, and then there is often long periods of quietude. And when the body has allowed that first wave of resistance to be removed, then there is a new obstruction, a new resistance to the silence, the absence of the noise. The noise kept us entertained in some way, even though we might have resisted it. It felt like we were doing something. We were on guard, we were releasing it, we were doing all the things that Dharma mechanics tell us to do, but now what do we do with silence? That doesn't call any response from us. And that can be, because of that, it can often be more upsetting to us than the noise was. And so we also have to invite an invitation and relationship anew to the silence. Is this really something to be frightened about? To feel the value, what silence gives us, its benefit. Not just what it takes away, which is our self-promotion, but what it adds, the dimension, the value.